ALR Advanced League Racing World Championship. Tonight could be a very special night for one driver in particular, as he is only 14 points away from being crowned the first ever ALR World Champion in what has been an absolutely outstanding season. As you can see, we're in Yas Marina at the moment. I'm just going to quickly make sure I'm in a party. I am in a party, excellent, because I don't think the drivers want to listen to me yap on. And right then, so yeah, we're in Abu Dhabi, but you will notice there will be a couple of changes to the race format tonight. We're going to have a dual race tonight, so that's 17 and 18. So we're Abu Dhabi, and then straight after this we're going to the Japanese Grand Prix, where we're going to finish off the season tonight. And yeah, really looking forward to it. As you can see, we just got Twang joining as well. But whilst that's going on, I'm alone in the commentary box tonight, as Todd and Alex are both going to be driving, so good luck to both of them guys. I hope, hopefully they'll all hopefully have a good race. Obviously, I'm not biased. No, good luck to all the drivers out there tonight. I really hope they have a good race, and yeah, and hopefully they'll enjoy the final race of the season. As I'm just quickly doing the usual post the share the link and do all that kind of stuff, which is all lovely. As yeah, anyway, yeah, so you can see we've got the track up there at the moment, and as you can see, then it's one of the longer tracks on the calendar. It's 3.4 miles long, 21 turns here in Yas Marina. Of course, it's the man on this beautiful island. It's a cracking place to enjoy a race. And of course, the twilight. This is the twilight race as well. And yeah, so we've just got the tire selections down there. So we've got the Hypersoft, the Ultrasoft, and the Supersoft. So we'll go through the championship permutations as we go. This is going to be a quick one and done for qualifying. So we'll have one shot qualifying. So what that means is, if any of you used to watch Formula One way back in the early 2003 to 2005, they used to have one shot qualifying, which means that they have one lap to get it right. So pressure is at maximum tonight. So yeah, so we're going to really see how these drivers do. So this is the one shot. So we're going straight into it, one shot qualifying, and then we're going to have the 50% race as normal, and then we're having a 5-minute break, and then we'll be going on to the Japanese Grand Prix, the final showdown, where it'll be double points. But so everyone is going to need to be on their game tonight. And yeah, so it's going to be double points, and who's going to be jumping up, what team is going to be high in the constructors, what team is going to lose out. It's very compact in the middle of the constructors as well. So Toro Rosso, Force India, Mercedes, all very close. Haas have got an outside chance as well. We'll go through the runners and riders when we go through the formation lap. Of course, tonight though, I think that we're all focusing on one thing and one thing only at this current time, and that is Hunter versus Nigel to become the first ever ALR World Champion. 14 points, 61 points is the difference. Hunter has to outscore Nigel by 14 points to win the title, so that means he has to be on the podium or better to continue the championship going on into the final race in Japan, which is coming up tonight as well. So yeah, it's all or bust, really, isn't it, for Hunter in the lovely sunshine here in Abu Dhabi. Just making sure that as Nigel's asked if he can have 2 reserve invites. I'm not sure if I can invite now. Yeah. Sorry, Nigel. Anyway, yeah, so as the drivers are now getting themselves ready, of course, so the same rules apply once you get into qualifying and you go into part firmware conditions. But yeah, so one shot qualifying. Hunter, and to compound to Hunter's uphill task tonight, he's got a qualifying ban as well, so he will be at the back of the field, so he'll be 17th and last. That is not what you want, is it, really, as we're just getting the telemetry up. So we're now we're on board with LJC, who will be driving the Red Bull tonight, and let's just take a look then. Let's go on board then with LJC in the Red Bull racing then. So this is his second race of his career. He's on the Hypersoft tires now, coming out of turn 1 and turn 2. You don't want to get too wide there, and he has gone too wide, and he's already in the barrier. And and that's a big blow for LJC already, so he's already out. But we're on board Jacob then, of course, used to be known as Bradders. Just think of what Bradders might have been if he stayed in the championship this season, and now we're coming down the long back straight, we're going up to the first DRS zone. Here he hits it there, beautifully done from Bradders, of course, into the Mercedes, deputising for Grillsy, who is out and about tonight. Far for second. Nigel is down, is in third position at the moment with Mr. Elite fourth. Jonathan Cox doing a great job in fifth position. He is, look at them, jumping up and down. This is absolutely outstanding. Nigel's now up into second. Far is up into third. Mr. Elite is now going to third. No, Steve's now up into fourth position. As you can see then, where's Nigel? He is still second at the moment. Nigel's on the ultra soft tyres. Remember, everyone else will be on the, well, we've got quite a lot of different tyre strategies out there. We'll go through that in the session in a minute. Mr. Elite is now fastest because Jacob has made a mistake. This is incredible. Jacob has made, he's retired from the session. Mr. Elite is now on pole, is now in pole position, but no, Nigel is now in pole position as he comes through the very technical, twisty part of the qualifying run then. So coming into the beautiful hotel, if you ever come to this race, you need to be mega rich. Mr. Elite is now pole. He's loving this, isn't he? Mr. Elite is, so it's a challenge in between Mr. Elite and Nigel. Who is going to be on pole position then for the second to last race? Nigel is where he needs to be, of course, and he comes across the line now, and Nigel is going to be on pole position. An incredible qualifying performance there on the ultra soft tyre as well. Absolutely amazing stuff out there. What a qualifying session to start us off. That was incredible stuff. You can see we've got a couple of disqualifications there as well. Let's just take a look at the grid then for the race going on. Wow, we should have one shot more often. That was intense. So pole position by just 400ths of a second is Nigel. Mr. Elite is second. Then we got Far third. Jonathan, of course, the debutant for the Alfa Romeo Sauber team in fourth position. He's of course one of the newer guys, and he's doing a great job here, isn't he? As dog fifth. Gorilla in great shape in sixth position. Steve in seventh. Twang is eighth. Ninth Barker. 10th is Gunnar. Then just outside is Matt, and then Double, and then Godzilla. Hunter was 14th with Jacob. LJC and Prize, who of course making a return after he's been absent for quite a few races, is at the back. Blimey, that was intense, wasn't it? That was absolutely intense. That is Nigel's third pole position of his career in ALR. He is doing absolutely superb, isn't he? In this, that is absolutely stupendous. No, it's the drivers and they're getting in their cars and getting ready then, and you can see then as the day will now turn into night, the darkness will take over then around that Yas Marina, as so Nigel's on pole position. This is exactly where he needs to start. Remember, Hunter has started scoring Nigel by 14 points, so that is without Nigel even scoring in. Nigel's not been off the podium in his career. But it might be a difficult task in Japan, because we will be having a reverse grid in terms of championship positions, which means Nigel, whatever happens in this race, will be starting last. So we're now just going on the formation up. So let's just take a look to see what was going on then in the terms of the tires and things like that. So Nigel's on the ultra soft tyres, so he's fastest. Mr. Elite, a cracking time, is second on the hypersoft tyres. Farf is third on the ultra soft tyres. Jonathan is fourth on the hypersoft tyres. Asdog is fifth on the hypersoft. Sixth is Gorilla. Great performance from Nigel, best qualifying the season so far. And of course Gorilla then usually in the commentary box with me, so he's doing a great job. He outqualified his teammate Steve, who's on the ultra soft tyres in 7th position. Twang is on the ultra soft tyres as well in 8th position. Barker 9th, also on ultra soft. Then we've got Gunnar in 10th position. Matt is in the 11th. He's on the super soft tyres, so anyone else, so same rules apply for the qualifying session in terms of if you start in the top 10, you must start on those tyres. Matt is on the super soft then, so Double is also on the super soft as well in the Ferrari. You can see he's doing a Kimi Räikkönen impression there, isn't he? Whilst everyone else is weaving, Double has got no time for that. Ultra soft tyres for Godzilla in the Haas. And we've got Hunter, the championship driver. He needs to get on the podium as well. Can he do it? Jacob is in 15th position. We're going to be seeing a lot of overtaking at the moment. LJC, of course, replacing them is is replacing Bowden tonight as he is busy, and also Prize is replacing Dan Murphy, as Dan Murphy is out and about, but he is joining us on the stream tonight, and he will hopefully be giving us some of his expert analysis on what's going on. But Prize really going for it, isn't he? He's on the Hypersoft tyres. So yeah, so we've got a couple of driver changes, and of course Dave is unfortunately working tonight as well, so he's usually in the Williams. And of course, well, the second McLaren would have been NWB, but it's actually but there's no second McLaren in there tonight. And of course, Jacob is in the Mercedes for replacing Grillsy. I apologise if I've missed everyone else, but it's a bit of a frantic start then to this qualifying session. Unfortunately, Risco is not in again, so Nigel comes around then. So this is going to be an absolutely electric Grand Prix then. So as you can see, there's a bit of a decline there. 28 laps. Nigel is potentially 28 laps away from being the first ever ALR world champion. And then of course, as we said, Hunter needs to get on the podium at least, and that is even without Nigel even scoring. Mr. Lee is best ever grid position of second, absolutely outstanding. And same with Jonathan as well, right up there. Broke Gorilla. So this single shot qualifying has really benefited some of the guys out there. Let's go for it then. Yeah, the flags are on. We will have 5 sets of lights come on, and when they go out, we'll be racing in Yas Marina. Well, we're waiting for that last one. Don't worry about the last one, there's only 4, and we're out, and away we go. And a good start from Nigel, and you can see that Jonathan's had a pretty poor start. He's dropped down quite a couple of positions. Farf is already up into second already, and you can see we've got wheel to wheel stuff. Farf going a bit wide there. How's it going at the back? Doubles dropped down an awful lot of positions. And remember that we've got a lot of runoff area here, and one of the Williamses is going a bit wide. That's Broke Gorilla. He's already spun it. He's in the wall. He's in the wall, and that's a huge accident, and he's out. He's out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That is a huge blow already for a safety car. We've got a safety car already, and unfortunately double is out of the race. We've got a stop go penalty for for Prize, who's gone into the back then of Matt, and you can see we've got debris all over the circuit at the moment. Oh my gosh, incredible stuff. Jonathan is so we got a safety car, and unfortunately Broke is out of the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi. So Broke, who had his best qualifying performance, is out already. Where's Hunter? Hunter's up to 9th already. We've got a safety car at this present moment, and so the big gainers is Prize, who's up 6 positions. Unfortunately, Broke is out of the race, and he is down 11 positions. So that is a big blow for Broke, and unfortunately, that's his and his car is broke as well. Hunter up 5 positions, as we said. Well, what a start then to these Azerbaijan Grand Prix then. So we've got safety car out. We haven't seen the safety car much, and so Nigel leads far for second. Mr. Elite has dropped down to 3rd at the moment. As Dog 4th. Jonathan is 5th. 6th is Twang. 7th is Steve. 8th is Barker. 9th position is Hunter. He's on the super soft tyres. Matt is 10th, also on the super soft. Kumquat is up to 11th position on the hypersoft tyres. Then we've got Jacob in 12th position. Godzilla 13th, Guna 14th, JC in his second Grand Prix is in 15th position, and Double is 16th. A stop-go penalty for Asdog for speeding in the pits. Oh dear, it's not going well at all. So Asdog in the pits, and he's going on the super soft. He's going on the he is going on the super soft tyre for Asdog. Then I wonder if he caused some damage there. Twang is also in the pits as well. You can see how perilous it is to start in the middle of the pack, can't you? You can see we've got a couple of front end changes as well. Jonathan is also in the pits as well. He's coming out in the Sauber, which will be renamed the Alfa Romeo team. He's gone on the soft tyres then. So lap 2 out of 28. There's no safety car in view at the moment, but there is one out there, I believe. Somewhere there it is. So then there's lap 2 then, as you can see then, good. It's been a very interesting start then. I'm gutted for Broke, who's out already, and hopefully he might join in the commentary box soon, but we'll let him calm down first, because I think he might be a bit disappointed. Best qualifying performance of the year in the Williams, and he was looking very strong as well. Remember, we've done the draw for the drivers next season, and we list which was live on Monday, done by the co-founder of Kyle, aka Hunter, who's in 6th position at the moment. So he's had an absolutely electric start at the moment. So yeah, remember, we've done the draw for the drivers next season, of course. So we'll be doing a preview show, which will be a week before the start of the 2019 season 2 2019 season of ALR. So we're hoping to get some of the drivers to come and have a chat with us, what their aspirations are for next season. and what their aspirations are for next season, what they feel is going to help them in the game. Of course, we were talking. I think we were talking to Dan Murphy earlier, just on passing, and he was thinking that maybe the 2019 game will suit the pad drawers more as well. Also, I think Todd was also saying about it might even suit the. Oh, we got a severe collision here somewhere down the line, and it is LJC is going to the back of Gunnar there, so that's not very that's a bit disappointing then. So you can see safety car is still out at the moment then. Yeah, of course, we've also got yeah, Todd was saying that he thinks that it's going to might benefit more of the pad users as well, because this game at the moment is very wheel dependent, isn't it? We got and hopefully that will start to balance itself out. We've got 5 seconds stop go penalty for LJC. I'm not sure what's going. He's in the pit, so I'm not sure how that works. He's down to his front wing, so LJC is in the pit, car 4, and what tires he's going on? He is going on the no, I think he's going on the all-soft tires there, so he's coming out of the pits now. 16 cars left out of the 17 that started. Of course, the reason why we got a safety car is broke, unfortunately, hit the wall just around this part of the track here. Twang is down in 15th position. Don't usually see him down that low, so we're expecting some fireworks from Twan, from Jonathan as well. Asdog down there. We got Jacob who will be coming through the field. Prize, of course, making his return back to racing after several weeks out. Whoa, and LJC there almost coming on the track very literally. So if you didn't see what happened there, Broke got a bit wide and unfortunately spearheaded into the barrier on the inside. So that was a big blow for Broke, which is on board with LJC at the moment in the Red Bull, the Aston Martin Red Bull team. And he's just going to catch it to the back of the crocodile now then. So then you can see then we got a safety car. I think we also had a safety car in also a similar part of the world in Bahrain earlier on the season. I think we had 2 in that race, didn't we? We definitely had a couple of virtual safety cars. Then of course the virtual safety car is when they all have to adhere to a speed limit, and of course the forecourse, and then of course the safety car is when they all bunch up behind them at the moment. So as it stands, Nigel will be the world champion of ALR, and he's had basically all his races he's been on pole position. The safety car is in at the end of this lap, so this is when Nigel becomes the de facto safety car. So as you can see, there's the safety car. The lights are off. We're going to get ready to go racing here in Azerbaijan, in Abu Dhabi. It's supposed to be Ganvanay, so I was close almost. And anyway, then yeah, we'll talk about the history of the circuit in a minute when it calms down a bit. Well, hopefully it will calm down here. If you've seen any of these races before, and of course you will get a chance to relive all the races from this season with the season review coming out on our Facebook page and also our Twitter page as well, which will hopefully be more will be live as well in a couple of weeks as well. So yeah, so we've condensed the season review, and hopefully we're trying to get it into a couple of hours at the moment. So we're back racing then. Nigel then is sprinting away then. So Nigel leads. Second is far. Mr. Elite is third position. We've got an overtake already. Kumquat is already in front then. And what's happening here then? And you can see, oh, Farm's on the outside. That's incredible. But there's contact, and Mr. Elite takes the lead. And Steve goes in front. Steve is up in the second position. But Nigel's on the bench. It's having a terrible restart. And Farf now is up in the third position. Steve's in the wall. Steve's in the wall there. I think this become a look at the inside. Far from the inside. That's a Ferrari gone way wide there, I think. And Farf now is Mr. Elite is leading the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Far for second. Nigel's having some bit of issues at the moment, and this is where the championship pressure might come into play. Of course, Nigel, remember then, remember he's got a lot to lose in this. Price is now been doing a 6th position, but he's going side by side with Hunter, going down into the first chicane, and Hunter breaking a lot late. He's gone into the back. He's damaged his front wing now. Hunter has Price has damaged his front wing then in the Haas. Of course, he's deputised for Dan Murphy here tonight as they come down the second mark straight now. But he's all over the back of Barker then. Hunter is also on board Hunter now, and Price diving down the inside again. He's going for it. He's out of luck, but to Barker that gives him enough space there. there. And now we're coming into the technical part of the track right now. As you can see, look at them, look at this, they're everywhere. As Price is now up into, of course, he started from the back of the field, is up into 6th position already. He is absolutely flying. Remember, he is getting himself ready for next season. Of course, Prize will be driving next season in 2019. So yeah, he's definitely got to be one of the favourites, hasn't he? Because early season form this season was absolutely immense before he hung up his gloves and decided to come in the commentary box with me. And well, we've got a yellow flag in the background there. What's happened? As LJC is Mr. Elite. It's Mr. Elite. Oh my gosh! And wow, what's happened there? And I'm not sure, but Mr. Elite is now coming to the pits. Oh no! And unfortunately, he wasn't in the race. Farf leads Nigel second, third position. Steve Barker fourth, fifth position. Mr. Elite is dropping down to the back of the field. He was leading this race as well. What a shame. Oh, Barker is just about going to sink on it. Not the inside as Prize now. Kumquat then going on the inside. But Barker, oh, look at that. He's hanging out on the outside there. He's through. He's through. Got another yellow flag in sector 1. Who's that? Who's that? I think. Oh, my gosh. And that's Twang who's off. Twang is off in the McLaren. And he's action all the way, and Gunnar getting a 10-second penalty there. I think just completely decided not even bother with sector 1. And look at this, they come down the hill now is again, and oh, there's three abreast. Hunter's going to get salvaged here. He is got salvaged. Oh my gosh, Barker and Jacob is now up into 5th position. Hunter, whoa, just about getting out of the way. Remember, Hunter's aiming for at least this race is surely get on the podium here. Now he's going to have a situation on the Ferrari. He's on the super soft tires, so he's going deeper into this race. And he's going on the outside of Barker there, and oh my gosh, into the chicane. Oh, they're banging wheels, and Barker there is giving him just about plenty of room. And he's on the outside. He's on the outside. Oh, running wide there. And, oh, and look at that, incredible. Now they're still going side by side into the second half of the of the technical part, and Barker is exceeding track limits. As what's happening, I can't see, to be honest. All we can see is a lovely picture of the boat here, and this is Barker now is down to 7th position. Wow, incredible stuff here in Abu Dhabi. Amazing stuff. Steve's dropped down to 4th. He's in the pits. So Steve's in the pits and he's on the Hypersoft tyres. And lap 6 of this race. And Jonathan has just got a penalty there. Farf leads. Second is Nigel. Price is up into 3rd position, but he's now being hotly pursued by Jacob in the Mercedes in 4th position. And he is. And look at this, Price has got a bit of damage, I think. So that's why he's going to be struggling a bit then. But Jacob's not going to go on the inside, coming down. Not quite. Not quite. He's on the outside. That's amazing. And Kumquat somehow keeps it going. Is he going to go for the switchback now? He goes in outside now. He's going to cut in on the inside, but Kumquat more and more to it. But now they're coming down. Now they're down to the first DRS. So now DRS will be enabled on this lap. It has been enabled. So here he goes, and he's going on the inside. He's trying to go on the inside. Kumquat giving him just about a car's width there. Oh, and they touch there. Jacob. Oh, they touch again. As wow, now they come down to the second. Remember, now that's the second DRS line now. So can Kumquat now come back at him coming into the chicane? And he's a bit too far back, I think, for this at the moment. And you can see in the background, fab. It's been an absolute fab race so far in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Stellar stuff. That's been absolutely outstanding stuff, of course. Oh, we got a bit of a battle here between Godzilla, Jonathan, who's coming back through the field like a hot knife through butter in the Sauber team, and of course that's Dog also coming back through the field right in the Mercedes. Remember, there's a good old battle on the constructors. He's going to go on the outside there. That would have been whoa, and Godzilla there just bouncing across it. And oh, Jonathan not giving us Dog went through there, and he's now going under the hotel. And Jonathan going a bit wide there as he comes into the final part of the lap. Wow. Yeah, these guys have absolutely. It's like a sprint race in Formula 2. It's been absolutely sensational. As Dog and Jonathan's back in the pits. So unfortunately, Jonathan back in the pits again. And there's a Hunter going a bit wide there. So Farf is loving this race at the moment, isn't he? Of course, Farf in the Toro Rosso at the moment. As he's really enjoying himself. Of course, Farf hasn't got a win yet. He's got 4 podiums in his 7 starts. So this will be. So he's looking very good. He wants to build on next season. Don't need Barker then just come out and build. Matt is just behind in the background. As Dog is going on the out, he's on the inside, but Godzilla is trying to. He is back in front of him, but Asdog will have DRS. And of course, DRS activates when you're in the second, and he's now pulling out from alongside the top of the slipstream into the first part of the chicane here. Asdog breaking much later there, and he's through. The job done then for Asdog. And now can he get after Matt? Has he got the pace? Well, we'll find out in just a second, as he's now coming down the second back straight here in Abu Dhabi. And of course, Godzilla does have DRS, but I don't think he's too far back at this stage. Wow, we've still got 21 laps to go, guys. Incredible stuff. I'm exhausted. That's why I'm not an athlete. Well, to be honest, this does class as a sport in my opinion. So Godzilla in 9th, Double doing well in 10th position, got Gooner in 11th, Steve 12th, Mr. Elite, who was leading the race, is in 13th position, and now Jonathan is all over the back of LJC then, and Jacob is all over the back of Nigel. Nigel is as Jacob is down in the pits, of course, and there's a stop-go penalty. We've got a lot of stop-go penalties. Jonathan having a look. He's having a look. Oh my gosh! And LJC really didn't want to be overtaken there. Barker in the pits as well, and Godzilla's got a 3-second penalty now. Jonathan got up the inside. Not quite. LJC very robust defending there in the Red Bull. In the background there is Twang. So it's not the usual suspects, is it? The back of the field at the moment. We got some mighty big names. Gunnar is coming in the pits as well. Remember, you got to keep an eye. Look at that. We haven't even mentioned the unique pit exit here. We're going under the track here. So whether that's necessary or not, that's up for you to decide. But you can see we're going to be on board Gunnar, and so he's coming. And there's a Renault guy there. Has no idea what he's doing. And so he's switching to he's got a damaged front wing as well. Got a lot of bits and bobs hanging out everywhere. And Twang makes the fast of the race. He's absolutely flying in the McLaren, and out of the pits comes Gunnar now. So let's just take a quick look to see where see, look at this pit exit here. So they go underneath the track. It's very narrow here. Trust in the several races we've had here. 2009 was the first race we had in Abu Dhabi. There has never been an accident in there, which is surprising. Barker and Hunter at the inside. Barker is on the outside. Hunter then is trying to, of course, he's on the super soft tires. Barker is on the ultra soft at the moment. Kumquat is now hunting down the top two, isn't he, at the moment? Kumquat had an absolutely sensational drive. Surely he's aiming for driver of the day, isn't he? He just wants to get himself driver of the day at the moment. As Jonathan and Jonathan in LJC is really fighting for everything they've got at the moment for the battle for 13th at the moment. As we've got a bit of calm now, as Twang is now coming up to the back of LJC as well. As LJC is going for a longer stint here. He's on the super soft tires in the Red Bull at the moment. And Kumquat is in the pits, and so Barker is now up in the third. I think Hunter just went to the back of him there, and Matt is now all over the back as well. So we've got a 3-car battle for the final podium at the moment. As you can see now, Matt is all over the back. He's on super soft tires. He's doing a good job coming through the field, isn't he, Matt? Very quietly coming through the field. He's going on the outside of Hunter at the moment. As not quite at the moment. Double is now looks like he's all over the back of Jacob at the moment. Steve moving himself back up to the points. Kumquat is out on the hard soft tires again, is he? I think he is. He's really going for an attack of race, isn't he, today, Kumquat? So good stuff to see. Very adventurous. Twang is now all over the back of LJC in about 14th and 15th at the moment. As they come down the first of the two back straights here. And to run this, I think this track does get quite a long negative. Oh, and Matt there just the back in 7 out there. As up the inside goes Jacob. Of course, this is Jacob making his first race appearance in the Mercedes. He's usually in the he's been in Sauber this year, and he's also been in McLaren mainly. But Jacob there also. But you can see Twang up in the 40th position. So Jacob there now moving himself up into 7th position, and of course this is his first ever on the soft tires. So we're going to see him. Blitz, and as we're back on board then with Hunter and LJC has got some pace in that Red Bull, hasn't he? He's just flown back by Twang at the moment. As we're just rejoining the battle here between LJC and Twang. Twang is now all over the back, and he's going to have DRS again. And so hopefully he should be able to get the job done as they coming down now into the back straight there. Barker and Hunter. Oh my gosh! And that was a bingo bang there, and a 5-second stop-go penalty for Twang. I'm not sure if that's really warranted, but now he starts at the inside, and LJC is. Oh my gosh! I thought he's going to go into the back, and they're very attackive driving here from LJC in the Red Bull. Oh, he's very feisty, isn't he? This Red Bull driver. He's cruising at the moment. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. I think that's just LJC just recovering at the moment. He's damaged his car by the looks. Far leads by 2.8 seconds at the moment. Matt is now in the third position. He's got by Hunter. Matt is now in the third position. He's on the super soft tires. He is looking absolutely mighty tonight. Matt is at the moment. Of course, his teammate is leading at the moment. Of course, Matt's had a podium in his career. He's also had fastest lap as well. He'd love to add to that tonight. Can he cause any major difficulty? 5 seconds of opponent for LJC in the pit. Can he win his first Grand Prix in ALR? In ALR, that would be absolutely sensational. Of course, getting all these guys are getting ready for next season at the moment. And Twang is in the wall somewhere, and Gunnar on board. If he's got virtual safety car. I think it's the same place as Gorilla. It is the same place. Twang is out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 18 laps to go then, so we've got a virtual safety car here. To be honest, even though this is a modern track, it is we are seeing a lot of safety cars here at the moment. As hopefully they'll start to get spread out in a minute, so we can just have a 5-minute breather of this incredible race, isn't it? Of course, we've gone straight into it tonight, haven't we? We've got 5 seconds of a penalty for LJC. He's building up the penalties there at the moment in 15th position. As you can see, then the lights are now starting to take over here. So remember, this is now we're back underway then. So at the moment, Nigel's in the pit. So the championship leader is in the pit at the moment. And so as it stands, I'm going to have to get my calculator out in a minute. Anyway, but so Nigel's in the pits, and so he's going on the what tires is Nigel going on? I think he's going on the super soft tires now. So that should be getting him until the end of the race at the moment. And as it stands, Hunter is where he needs to be, but he now needs Nigel not to score any points. Nigel's still coming out of the pits, remember? So, but him, it's anything but safe at the moment for Hunter, isn't it? As he's all over the back. And there's a Mercedes of Jacob there, and Asdog as well, who's up in the 4th position now, with him going up side by side as Jacob. This has been an absolutely sensational Grand Prix so far. Wow, this might be a race of the year. It's been absolutely brilliant stuff. Now the both Mercedes are going down the back straight course. Jacob is on the ultra soft tires. Kumquat, remember, is on the hyper soft tires, and they'll be flying through. And Jacob is now up into 4th position. And I don't think that's the sight that Hunter wants to see at the moment. Double is now getting overtaken then by Kumquat down the back straight, and he is down the back straight then. So Kumquat now up into 7th position. Steve is 8th. Mr. Lee was leading this race earlier on his 9th position. Hunter is Hunter. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure what happened there. That went a bit wild. And just like this race, Hunter is still in 3rd position, just about. Remember, Hunter is going for a longer stint. He'll be aiming to well, we're not even at half distance yet, so he still needs to keep himself there or thereabouts. Farf is still in. We've got a Toro Rosso 1-2, absolutely outstanding stuff. Matt, and Matt will be leading now because Farf is in the pits. The gap is 11 seconds at the moment. Hunter is again now being is another penalty for LJC at the moment, as now Farf is in the pits and he's gone on to the soft tires, I believe. So he'll be at this present moment in time, if this race finished, the championship will still be alive. So if things stay as they are at the moment, the championship will still be alive. Hunter will be in it still, as because Nigel's out of the points, and into the points is actually Hunter. He's up into 2nd position. Oh, and Hunter's gone wide, and up the inside then is Jacob. Sorry, he's gone on the outside actually, and brilliant move, swooped on the outside of Hunter. Hunter dropped down for Nigel's got a penalty. It's these as a Farf is out in 5th position, so Farf is quite a way in front of Nigel. Nigel's having a... Where is Nigel? Nigel's now behind Mr. Lee, so he hasn't got any points at the moment, Nigel. So I think this is the first time we're seeing Nigel under a bit of pressure at the moment. As now, so Hunter at the moment, remember, he needs to score at least 15 points to keep himself in the title. Well, the official... the official note on that is that he has to score. He has to score a podium. It's really 14 points. And Nigel now, he's back in championship winning contention here. Nigel's, remember, we've got another race after this. We've got Japan, which comes straight after this race. We'll have double points for Japan. But Nigel then is up into 10th position then, as Asdog's got a penalty as well. Mr. Elite then is dropping back now, but Mr. Elite then was having a good race, wasn't he? He was leading the race for a while. Now Matt who's leading the race, but right up behind him now is Jacob. Jacob is flying on those ultra soft tires. He is definitely going for more of an attacking strategy, as is Kumquat at the moment. As now they're coming through the final sector then, as now he's all over the back of him at the moment. Jacob, Hunter is now gone, is defending from Asdog, who's I think to be honest, some of these drivers have got electric pace out there tonight, haven't they? Because safety cars really helped in this race. Steve is now up into 7th position. Godzilla's dropped down to 8th position. I don't think Steve was weaving there at the moment. I think he might not have been too impressed with some of the driving standards there, as now Matt is going to have to start going to defend again. Godzilla is in the pits, for speed in the pits, a lot of speed in the pits. I wouldn't think that this pit lane doesn't jump up on you quite. And we got a yellow flag somewhere. Where is it? Oh my gosh, it's Haas. It's the Haas, and it is the Haas of it's Kumquat. Kumquat has gone in the wall somewhere, and double. Mr. Elite goes at the inside and double. Wow. I think Kumquat has damaged his front wing. He's gone wide, and it corner's causing some issues out there tonight. Matt is down to second position, but not. Whoa! We got action everywhere. Hunter and Asdog are side by side. Hunter and Asdog are side by side. 5 second got some good penalty. And now is look at that. Farfus now just homing in on these guys. He's got quite a big he's got a massive chunk of lead over Nigel. Nigel's dropped some time somewhere. Hunter going on the outside of now he should have the inside going into the chicane. This is brilliant stuff. Absolutely tremendous stuff here. And look, Farfus going to sneak on the inside. He's done it. Farfus up into third position. Brilliant. Absolutely tremendous stuff, and Farfus now back in the podium position at the moment. He is looking absolutely fantastic at the moment in this race. Asdog going wide down there, getting a 5 second stop penalty. These are very harsh penalties out there, isn't there, tonight? The battle for the lead then resumes, and there's Jacob and Matt is still fighting at the moment. We got battles up and down this race at the moment. I think we should have one shot qualifying more often. This has been outstanding. Unfortunately, though, we haven't really had much time to talk about this track, but yeah, we'll worry about that in a bit later on when hopefully we'll have a bit of a low. Hunter is in the pits on lap 14. That's half distance. Is he going to be able to get to those ultra soft tires to the end, or is he going to go for more of an attacker strategy at the moment? So we're just watching Jacob then, who is still all over the back. He's on ultra soft tires. Matt's doing an absolutely superb job at the moment in the Toro Rosso. Keeping, and Jacob looking up there. Farf is now 4th, Asdog 5th. Nigel is now up to 5th, sorry. Has got double, both Ferraris are 8th and 9th. Good stuff. Hunter is now in and out of the pits on the ultra soft tires. Kumquat is in and he's going on the super soft tires at the end now. Jonathan is could potentially be there's Hunter. Well, you've seen his name badged down there, can't you? And Hunter is now, and wow, we'll have a look at that in a minute, because at the inside is Jacob. He takes the lead then of the I keep saying Azerbaijan of the and Jacob's gone wide there. That's going to definitely Hunter and Hunter and Jonathan are just going side by side then, and also the 2 Ferraris are fighting as well. Incredible stuff. I'm losing my voice. We're basically like 1/4 through our adventure tonight. It's been absolutely outstanding stuff from all these guys out there. What a race. Matt is having a superb race, and any on the super soft tires. He's really done a superb drive, Matt has so far, and brilliant stuff to see. We're on board with Matt now, who is 8/10 away from Jacob. Remember, Jacob is on the ultra soft tires, so he's going for a bit of an attacking strategy there. So at the moment, Hunter has dropped down to 10th position. Nigel's back up to 5th at the moment, as he's really to be honest, this has been an absolutely outstanding race. No one who is going to win this race, that's the question. And to be honest, it must be a great race, because we've had no comments as well, which normally we have we have a couple of comments. So yeah, everyone is enthralled in this race. I certainly am. Farfus now all over the back of his teammate. So of course Farfus just coming out of the pits. Hunter's got a 3 second penalty. So now the two Toro Rossos are now going to battle him for second and third. Remember, Matt hasn't stopped yet. He is out of these guys. Whoa, with a lovely drift there from Jacob. And coming on the outside. Oh, no, not quite. But he's gone back in the slipstream. He'll have DRS now. He's going to hit. He's going to fly out now. He's coming down the back straight. Matt just giving him inching over, but giving him enough room. As you can see, they lose a lane down there, don't they? It's very deceiving. So that's why Matt was more in the centre of the track to begin with. And Farfus now second. Now he is at the moment. You would say he's a net in the lead, because will he need to come back in the pits on the super soft tires? That's going to be a question that we're going to have to answer. Then in the stage race. You can see that we start off in dusk. It's now starting to get dark now, and so the lights are now starting to take over here in the Yas Marina circuit. Mr. Elite is back at the 7th now. He's on the adventurous day, isn't he? So let's take a look at let's take stock then. Race order. Jacob leads, 2nd is Far, 3rd is Matt, 4th is Asdog, Nigel 5th, 6th is Steve, Mr. Elite 7th, Barker is in 8th, 9th position is Double, Hunter is 10th, Jonathan is just outside the point from 11th position, Mr. Elite is having troubles there, and look, Barker's going on the inside, and he's done it. Oh, Mr. Elite has been ran wide, and he's going just about keeping out the barrier there. And blimey, and he's got 5 seconds. There's a lot of harsh penalties in this race, isn't there? Because he did get he was on the wrong part of the track there. But Barker is now up into 7th position there, as he carries on his way. Mr. Elite is struggling on those ultra soft tires, isn't he? And in 8th position, I wonder if he's trying to get to a sensible point in the race before before swapping on to a softer compact. Well, trying to get onto the ultra soft again. I can't remember what you started on. Incredible. Anyway, yeah, where was it? Yeah, so Nigel 5th, Steve 6th, Barker 7th, 8th position is Mr. Elite. Oh no, Mr. Elite is just about kept out of the wall there, because that is becoming a bit of a deadly old corner there, isn't it? Mr. Elite is in 8th position, double 9th. Hunter is in 10th position at the moment, 11th position is Jonathan, just outside the points in the Sauber. Quack is in 12th position, because making his return after several weeks out. In the, of course, he's deputising for Dan tonight. Gunnar is in 13th position, Godzilla 14th, and LJC is in 15th position. Hunter is gaining. He's in DRS range, he's well within DRS range, he pulls out, and he is now up into 9th position. And job done for Hunter. He is now on the ultra soft tyres, isn't he? Double hasn't stopped yet either, so he's on the similar strategy to Matt at the moment. And he now gets out after. Hunter is now trying to get after Mr. Elite, so Jacob still leads by, he's on the ultra soft tyres. Farf is second, so Farf is now becoming in control of this race as it stands at the moment. And and Jacob's in the pits. So Jacob's in the pits. What tyres is he going to go on? Is he going to go on the ultra softs again? We've got 12 more laps to go. These ultra softs have only done 9 laps. If he nurses them, he could get to the end. Farf leads the Grand Prix. Matt is in the pits as well, so Matt is going to go on to the. So you'd assume that the ultra soft tyres. Oh no! I think Brad has got him. He's got a 5-second stop penalty. That's going to cost him majorly. A 3-second penalty for Hunter's right. So he comes out of the pits now. Is the Mercedes going to be ready for Asdog? No, they are not quite ready yet. So that's going to cost him a bit of time. And he's just got a 5-second stop penalty as well. These penalties are really going to hurt. Matt's in the pits as well. And I think that he's now on the ultra soft tyres and going to the end of the race, we believe. Hunter is now coming back up from the field. He's up to 6. Nigel is now 10 seconds away from Farf at the moment. Farf is leading with 11 laps to go. He is on course to win his first ever Grand Prix in ALR. Incredible stuff from Farf here tonight. Absolutely brilliant. But there's a lot of men that want to they want to take it off him. Steve, of course, scored his first ever podium in his Formula 1 career last night, and of course in a different league. Amazing stuff from Steve there, and he's looking very strong again here tonight. Barker is now in the 4th position. Jonathan is coming down just behind Matt is Jonathan here. He's got 10 laps on the super soft tyres. He might have to come back in the pits. Asdog is 9th position. Kumquat is making just returning back from the field. Gunnar 11th. Godzilla 12th. Mr. Elite is on the outside of Double. Double's just coming in the pits, and he's on the ultra soft tyres. Now, so he'll be going to the end of this race, so as will Mr. Elite, and Godzilla I think is going to try and nurse those tyres in as well in the second half. So good stuff here. Brilliant racing all around so far. It's been dramatic, hasn't it? Incredible stuff. As now just on board Matt, he's done a superb job tonight, hasn't he? Matt, he should be going to the end. Hunter might be going to the end as well. Jacob should be going to the end as just taking a look up and down in the tyre strategies. It's going to be a bit of a push for the guys of Barker. Well, no, not for the guys of Steve. He surely has to be thinking about going to the end with Steve. He's doing a great job representing Williams absolutely phenomenally tonight. But he's in the pits. So Steve's in the pits, and so he's coming in the pits, and he's going to go on to the well, to be honest, I don't even know what tyre he's going to go. Williams now. Oh, he's got a damaged front wing. That might have made the choice for him. Car number 25 is in the pits, and so he is now just and Barker is, as Jacob now moves up into 3rd position, and he's on the ultra soft tyres. He has got a 12-second deficit to himself and Nigel. 22 deficit between himself and Farf. Can Jacob win this race? Of course, Jacob has had a lot of success in this league, hasn't he? He's in 6 starts. He's had 1 win. He's had 3 pole positions. He's had 2 podiums and 2 fast laps, and so yeah, he has had a fair amount of success, hasn't he, in this league? So Jacob aiming for his 2nd league win. Ooh, a bit of a lock up there. So you know, to be honest, he was, when we first started, he just absolutely looked electric, didn't he, in Australia? And so hopefully, we got a couple of battles at the back areas. Mr. Elite has now gone up the inside. Oh, Godzilla! Oh my gosh, that is 5-second stop go penalty. I don't even know what to say about that. That is pretty. Oh my gosh, this is just appalling. Oh god, and Mr. Elite is out of the race. I'm not sure what's going on there, and unfortunately for Godzilla, and we just seen the end of it. I don't know what happened, don't know what instigated that, but that is appalling, driving from yeah, and so anyway, we'll come back to that later on. Unfortunately we might have a bit of a steward into to do after all, really, in this well, to be honest, the time it's about a celebration really of how great this league's been, and that's kind of been a bit of a down there. Mr. Elite is out of the race. Godzilla just took a wild lunge at him in turn 7, I think it was, just before they back straight, and then they just got all feisty down the back straight as well. So yeah, that is absolutely appalling driving. So I don't really know what's happened there, or what's going on now. Godzilla is coming into the pits. Will be coming into the pits. There's doubles now in front of him as well. So I don't know whether Godzilla felt a bit upset with the driving standards of Mr. Elite, or whether it was just a complete desperation lunge, which looked like it when we joined it. We're not going to judge just yet because we haven't seen the sides of the story. So we've unfortunately just caught the end of it, but there's 2 sides to every story. So yeah, we'll reserve judgment for now. But judging from what we just seen, that was quite wild, let's just say that. Anyway, back on board at Fantasy Lane. We're disqualified from the session, so that's our first disqualification ever in ISO, from multiple. Oh, Hunter on the outside, incredible stuff. He is up into 4th position. He is 6 seconds behind Jacob. As we've got a yellow flag in sector 3, we're down to 13 cars left in an action-packed Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And Kumquat is now in front of Jonathan. Jonathan's aiming for his first points of his career, and it's looking, it's a good old battle there between Jonathan and Kumquat. Kumquat is going to the end on the super soft tires. I don't think Jonathan will be able to. He's done 12 laps on him. Barker's got a 3-second penalty. These penalties are going to add up towards the end of the race. Hunter is in 4th position, but he is not. This is not good enough for him to win the championship. For him to stay in the championship. Nigel is in prime position at the moment. He is only 2nd, but once again, he's shown his battling edge, isn't he? Incredible for Nigel. Very consistent indeed. Barker 5th. Matt is in 6th position on the Ultrasoft tires. He might need to start to make his move in a minute, as Dog in 7th position also on the Ultrasoft tires. Prize is in 8th position at the moment. Having a difficult race, Prize is. He has the pace, but unfortunately he's been involved in a couple of incidents. Jonathan in 9th position, Steve in 10th position, and in the Williams, and getting Williams some points at the moment. Double is in 11th position. We've got a yellow flag, and that's Kumquat. We were just talking about Kumquat as well, and oh no, he's out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So Kumquat is out, and that's going to hurt Haas and the constructors. I think Haas are in no man's land anyway, but oh dear, so that is a big blow. So the only other Haas is in 13th position at the moment. And Kumquat is out of Abu Dhabi, and it's a big blow for Kumquat because he looked like he had the pace there, but yeah, he was just getting in the wrong place at the wrong time. Farf is now 10 seconds in front of Nigel, 10.5 seconds to be exact. Ooh, Guna's got a 3-second penalty there, and so Farf is aiming for his first ever win here in ALR, and to be honest, surely he's got to be of course, aiming for his first full season next season. He will be, and to us, we're all looking forward to seeing these guys become regulars. As Al JC has left the session, he's had a pretty miserable race, hasn't he, Al JC? First ever man to be disqualified in the ALR history there. As it's not really a stat you want to be a part of, but. Choice, I've probably got a lot of bad stats as well, but luckily I got away with most of it. Matt is now up into 5th position because Barker is in the pits for Ferrari, and of course this is a stop now going on the Ultrasoft tires to the end of the race. That shouldn't be a problem. Jonathan is still going for it. He's trying to leak these tires out to the end now. So so Ferrari in 9th and 10th at the moment. Double is just over half a minute behind. So yeah, we're on board then with Steve. Steve then is in 8th position. Steve will be back full time next season, which would be great to see. As Jacob's got a 3-second penalty at the moment. So yeah, it'd be great to see Steve back in full time in ALR. Of course, as we said, congratulations to Steve last night for an absolutely incredible drive in Azerbaijan, in Baku. He got his first ever podium, and he's qualified 15th on the grid and absolutely stormed through the race. And talking to storming, he is now storming by Jonathan. He is going through and up into 7th position. Jonathan is swooped back in the oh, he's having a look. Oh no, and they made contact, and oh dear, and then I think that might have been a day late and $1 short there for Jonathan. So he's dropped down to 8th at the moment. I think those tires, I think he was asking too much of the tires there for Jonathan, but Steve, I don't think there was much damage that come into play there. And I think now, so Steve then is up into 7th position. Ooh, getting a bit of drift on the moment. Lap 22 out of 28, and the order is then 10 seconds between Farf and Nigel. Farf ain't got far to go now then to get his first ever win. Jacob is now only 2 seconds behind Nigel. Nigel is in prime position to become the first ever champion of ALR. As we keep repeating, that is what that is the big news that we opened the show on earlier tonight. Opened the show earlier tonight, so Nigel is not far away now. Jacob third, Hunter is fourth. Remember, he needs to get third at least, and that's without Nigel even scoring. My math is not great anyway. Yellow flag in sector 1, and and this Hunter is off. Hunter is off. This is just I wonder if he's damaged his car. And you can see Matt is now just going to try and pick up the bones. Jonathan's in the pits. I wonder what tires he's going to go on. He's going to go on the Hoversoft tires. I'm just trying to look to see if Hunter's damaged his car in any way in the Force India. Remember, Force India's second in its last race before they come Racing Point, even though technically it's exactly the same team. It's just they changed the name to a not so memorable one. This is lovely onboard action here, isn't it? And now Matt's going to go on the outside there. You can see he's going to sneak by on the outside. He's done it. He's done it. And Hunter's trying to stick on the inside here. To be honest, this track, a lot of people don't like this track, but it definitely does cause some does make some brilliant racing, doesn't it? Hunter's now having another look. He's trying to come back at him. There's a 5-second stop go penalty. Jacob's all over the back. We got a yellow flag. Gunner's out of the race, but Hunter is diving down the inside there. Oh, he's almost there. Coming to blows there, but Hunter's still having a look, isn't he? Coming into the technical part of the lap now. I think that I wonder if he has damaged his car there. Now Jacob is now all over the back of Nigel. Nigel is not far away now from becoming the first ever ALR champion. We keep repeating it because it's an amazing feat, though, isn't it? Jacob's had a good race as well, hasn't he? We've had a lot of good drives tonight. We've had some iffy driving as well. As you can see, this part of the track has really caused a lot of issues for several drivers tonight. The retirements are Al JC is out. He's got disqualified. Broke Gorilla, unfortunately, was out on the opening lap. Of course, the safety car. Twang is out as well in the same place as Gorilla. Mr. Elite come to blows with Godzilla. He's out. Price Kumquat in the same place as Twang in Godzilla. And of course, we've got Gunnar, who's just retired as well. Got a yellow flag in sector 1. It's Hunter! Hunter is, oh no, and Hunter again in the same place he had earlier. Nigel, and we got a virtual safety car. He's damaged his front wing now. Oh no, and Nigel's still in front of him. We got a virtual safety car because of I think it's because of Hunter. And Hunter's dropped down to 7th now. And I think it's all over Bardo Charlton now, isn't it? And this is such a shame for Hunter. It's he's damaged his front wing. He's gonna have to come in the pit, surely. And of course Barker is burning. He might even lose time to Jonathan as well. Jonathan is only about 23 seconds back, so oh dear. And as you can see, Hunter's really trying to get on with it now, isn't he? He's he's contact with Steve there, and he's going to go on the inside, and I'm thinking that might be a bit of rage there on the part of Hunter. He's now going to go side by side, coming down into the and he's hit the DRS DRS there. Sorry, now to be honest, I don't think a lot about DRS either. And now he's going to go the inside again. Mr. Elite has left the session, unfortunately. Hopefully we get Mr. Elite back for the second race. As because he was leading this race, wasn't he? He was on the front row of the grid as well. Hunter's struggling with understeer as Jacob is now all over the back of Nigel, isn't he? As we're approaching the end of this incredible Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We've got not long to go now. Brothers, sorry, not Brothers. He used to be Brothers. Is now Jacob going down the inside, and he is through, and he is up into second position. Brothers. Sorry, Jacob is. And so he is now. Whoa! Look at that lovely drift there from here, Jacob. So now he powers his way on in the Mercedes. 5 seconds stop go penalty for Hunter for speed in the pits. So yeah, unfortunately, that's it's I think it's all but over now. So for Hunter, which is a shame really. He's had a superb drive. All these guys have had superb drives today. Farf is having an electric drive. He's now 9 seconds in front of Jacob. So this is going to be a very tense time for Farf. But remember, Jacob is on only 7 lap used Ultrasoft tires. So oh, and he's locking up there. He's gone a bit wide. He's going to lose a bit of momentum there to Nigel. As yeah, the Ultrasoft tires will not be fresh. Will not be fresh as daisies, will they? As Asdog in 5th position, Steve 6th position, 7th Barker, Cox, Jonathan is 8th position. 9th position is Hunter now. He's only got 2 points. Double is in 10th position at the moment in the Ferrari. Once again, Double just showing his consistency and just basically keeping it on the straight and narrow. So here's Farfan, lap 25, and here in Abu Dhabi, he is on course for his first ever ALR win here, and been absolutely stunning stuff, hasn't it? Just on board with him now. Then, so it's you can see he's just got to keep on the straight now. We got Ferrari in the foreground there. I'm not sure who that is, but we're financing. We're just enjoying the track now with Farf in the Toro Rosso Honda. Of course, it'll be one of two. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. And I wonder if it was Jacob there, because Nigel's now back within a second, within DRS range of Nigel. Well, he is still in DRS range at the moment. As they come down the back straight again, has got a bit of a lull now, which so it's only taken 25 laps for him to calm down. Absolutely outstanding stuff. And as you can see, we were on board then. As Hunter's got another 3 second penalty there. Of course, we got straight after this race, we'll be back because it's only 7:30 at the moment. So normally we're still in qualifying. So of course we will be also come back for the race. Remember, the next race in Japan, double points, and also is Godzilla there getting a bit tail happy there. Double points, but not only that, it would also be the grid position will be reversed, so the championship order will be reversed. So Nigel will be last on the grid, then be Hunter second to last. So Hunter's had a difficult day, and unfortunately it might get even more difficult as well. As of course, so that's going to be very quick with the championship standings now. No pressure. So here comes Nigel now coming through the final corner. As you can see then, so we've got starting to finish lap 26. Asdog is now starting to gain on Matt at the moment. So Asdog's had a really good drive here in Abu Dhabi tonight. Brilliant stuff. And in a 5th position, but let's just take a look then at Farfan. So remember, these penalties are going to really catch up to some of these drivers at the end of this race. Absolutely. So Farfan coming down the back straight then. So Abu Dhabi then. Let's just take a quick crash course history then of Abu Dhabi then. Whilst got a bit of a lull. We usually do this in qualifying, but qualifying flew by quite quickly. They only had one shot. And to be honest, I think it's caused an absolutely outstanding race. Maybe not something for the future for maybe. To us, I don't think one shot was very popular. To be honest, I remember back when Formula 1 had it officially between 2003 and 5. It wasn't exactly the most popular thing in the world, was it? It was nice to see some of the lower end teams to have a go. Of course, we've seen a lot of Minardi's Prost. No, it wasn't Prost. Was it blinded out? Prost, of course, disbanded in 2001. But it was nice to see some of the lower end teams. Of course, Jordan unfortunately became a lower end team around that era as well. And it was nice to see that. But one car going round in around every couple of minutes wasn't exactly the most thrilling way to do it. Farf's got a 3 second penalty there, as he's coming to complete lap 26 now. You can see then how much darker it's got now, isn't it? Because of course we did start off this race in the day, and it's in the last 27 laps we have had absolutely bonkers race, haven't we? It's been basically opposite ends of the scale really today in terms of your Formula 1 in terms of what you wanted from Formula 1. France, the French Grand Prix wasn't exactly the most entertaining one, and then here tonight in Abu Dhabi has been absolutely outstanding, hasn't it? But action all the way. And of course now yellow flag in sector 1. I'm not. And that's Godzilla though, who's just trying to come back on the track there. He's lost his front wing, and that corner is becoming very perilous. We might have to call that the World Champions, the new World Champions there. Hunter is now all over the back of Jonathan then, with just a couple more laps to go, and Hunter is trying to just get some points in the bag. He will be second in the championship, so he's guaranteed second here tonight, with unfortunately Dan missing, and also NWB missing as well. So Hunter will be guaranteed second, but I think that he wanted to keep the championship going down to war, but it was a big ask, wasn't it? A big ask indeed. As now coming into turn 1, Jonathan is not far away from getting some points. He's going to be able to keep he's going to be able to get 4 points. So as you can see then going a bit wide there. He doesn't want to go too wide there as Hunter. They're keeping the car straight there. Otherwise he would have been spat off into the right hand side there and gone into the back. And he's now all over the back there. He's really attacking Jonathan now. So he's going to go for the cutback now. He is going to go for the cutback. So he cuts back on the inside. And now we come down the back straight. Then as you can see, he's gaining. As you can see, Jonathan goes on the inside. Hunter is powering past on the outside. As so job done, but again, Jonathan is just trying to keep the slipstream up there. But Hunter is now through and up into 7th position. And I think that might be it for the battles tonight. And Jonas, I'm kind of glad because I don't think I can survive anymore. The gap is now down to 7.2 seconds. And here comes Farf, and he's on the final lap. Whoa! Oh! And I think Farf has made a mistake somewhere. We've got a yellow flag in 2 and 3. It's got to do. He's trying to recover. I think. Oh no! Farf has made a mistake, and it's down to 4.3 seconds. Oh no! And it's got to trying to come back into the pits there. This could be a problem for Farf. It depends on the penalties. Unfortunately, I haven't kept up with the penalties, but this could be very much squeaky bum time, and this is not looking good at this because Farf has definitely got a 3-second penalty. I think Jacob's got a 3-second penalty as well, but in terms of any other penalties, I can't remember. As we're on lap 28, then an absolutely outstanding race here tonight. But it's all keeping on his toes as well as they come into the final lap, and Farf is coming down. You can see there's Jacob in the background. Hunter's got another 3-second penalty that might cost him 8th position, and so Farf then is just exiting the chicane, and so he's coming up to the end, and so the gap is now 3 seconds. And Nigel just dropping back here slightly. Is there a problem on Farf's car? He's going quite slow there. I think it might have just been where we just joined him on board. Now into the now coming out to the hotel here. And into the final 6 lap, coming into the hotel there. Lovely place, isn't it? And it's like another world, isn't it? Is that now it's down to 2.9 seconds. That Bradders can definitely, Jacob can definitely smell blood in the water. So Farf comes around the final corner, and Farf, does he win his first Grand Prix? He crosses the line first, but does he win? Farf comes through. What about Jacob? Jacob is second. Farf wins his first ever Grand Prix. Brilliant. But Nigel comes around and he wins the ALR World Championship for the first time. So he's the first ever ALR World Champion. Wow. Congratulations to Nigel. Absolutely outstanding stuff. He is the first ever ALR World Champion. Amazing stuff. Now Matt comes around to finish 4th. Good drive from Matt here. Really strong drive as well. He's leading the race for a couple of times there as well. As Dog finishes 5th, he's got unserved stock of penalties. Then Steve goes up to 4th. Another great drive from Steve. So Steve goes up to 4th. Matt down to 5th. As Dog 6th. We got Barker. He will finish in a 7th position in the Ferrari. Hunter will come across on 8th. Hunter's been a great challenger today, but unfortunately he's just fallen short. He's got an unserved penalty. With that, Jonathan Cox gets his first ever points in the 8th position, and now just watching Double then come across the line to finish in 10th position. So just on board them, just enjoy your Double. As we've got absolutely amazing stuff. And so just on board them and Double, just enjoying this final season. But Farf wins his first ever Grand Prix here in Abu Dhabi. Great stuff. But here is the champion. Nigel has won. He is the season 1 world champion of ALR, and I think they've turned the lights on in the background. What a performance from Nigel. Well done. Congratulations. And he did the hard way, didn't he? But that's all that matters is that he cannot be catched now, and he can enjoy the final race, which is coming up fairly soon. And absolutely brilliant stuff. And there they are. They're the 3 podium drivers. Yeah, they've run out. I think they need to put a quarter in the meter. Quarter? A pound coin. I don't know. Turn American there. So yeah, Farf, his first ever win here in ALR. Brilliant stuff from Farf, and maybe that's a sign of things to come for Farf, and maybe for next season as well. And of course, but Nigel is on top of the world. And of course, we will be back in a second. But before we do that, let's just quickly go through the final standings. And so Farf, his first ever win, brilliant stuff. 2nd position was Jacob. 3rd position was Nigel. He's the first season 1 champion. That doesn't really make sense. Well, it does, but kind of, yeah. And Steve in 4th position, brilliant drive. Matt 5th, an absolutely outstanding drive. As Dog 6th. Barker 7th, Jonathan 8th, his first points. Hunter 9th, and Double once again sneaking into the points. And as we said, we will be back for the second race in just a few minutes, so bear with us.